It seems like a few times this year we've been talking to you about it, sort of accepting the fact that maybe the stats aren't always going to be there, whether it's the way your defense is playing, whether other defenses are defending you. I guess just what did it feel like today to sort of be able to open up? And I know you don't check the stats all the time, but still to feel like you were having a big day out there pretty consistently.
Yeah, I mean it's always fun to go out there and score touchdowns and do all that different type of stuff. But we've kind of been saying it all year long is we have a lot of ways that we can beat teams. And today they were doing a good job of kind of stuffing up the run, and we took it to the air and threw the ball and made plays happen that way. And so now that you kind of see it, that we can throw the ball on teams, we can run the ball on teams, and it's about taking what's there and finding the best way to win a football game.
Let's go next to Dave Skretta. Go ahead, Dave.
Hey, Patrick, I was just curious what went into that touchdown celebration with Tyreek, and it actually looked like you tried to give him a ride on his first one also, and maybe didn't make it quite as far.
No, the first one I was just trying to get him out of the stands. I'm just because he went up there and I don't know the rules on that, but I know it's not probably the best thing to do. So I was trying to get him back down, and then the second one, it looked like he was a little dinged up. So, I mean, he made a great play on the ball, and I got him over there, and luckily he ended up being fine. So we're just having fun out there.
Let's go next to Aaron Ladd. Go ahead, Aaron.
Patrick, this might be the last time we get you before Election Day on Tuesday. I know how much you have dedicated just to getting people out and making it eligible for them to use their vote. What would you say to them as we round the final turn?
Yeah, I would say just finish the job. Go out there, vote, use your voice. No matter where you live, no matter who you're voting for, use your voice and do whatever you think is best for you, this country, and your family.
Let's go next to Adam Teicher. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Patrick, you've talked about how patient you've had to be this year, but did you have a feeling after watching video of the Jets and knowing how Greg Williams plays defense that today was going to be the day that some things opened up down the field for you?
I wouldn't say that necessarily. I think he does a good job of stopping the run. I think if you watch this entire season, they've done a good job usually of getting their kind of cornerbacks and linebackers in there and stopping the run. So I knew there would be some opportunities to me to make some throws. And I thought the dudes did a good job of finding the open spaces and zones. And so it's good to be able to do this, have a game like this, going into another great opponent next week, and kind of show that we can do multiple things, not just one.
Go next to Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
Hey, Patrick, congrats on the win. Andy had mentioned that there were some RPOs built in today. It certainly felt like maybe there were more, and you had a tendency to throw a little bit more than you were running today. Just what were you seeing out there?
Yeah, just the kind of the alignments of defenders. They were really focused on stopping the run, which they did a good job of doing. We have to obviously try to be better there, but they were coming down fast, and the guys were getting open in space, and I was putting it in their hands. And I think the biggest thing was he kept calling those plays. He kept giving me the option to do run or throw the pass, and I think when you do that, it really puts a lot of stress on the defense.
Let's go next to Matt McMullen. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Patrick, 5 touchdown passes today. I'm just curious, which one was your favorite?
My favorite was probably the last one, just because I got a check to it, and we've been working on that check for a while, and we got the look that we liked, and we were able to check and make the play happen. So I would say that was that one or the underhand one. I mean, the underhand one's sweet, man. Every time I get that opportunity to do that, I try to take advantage.
Let's go next to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Patrick, I'm just wondering if there's a different feel for you halfway through this season than in the two previous, and if so, what that feeling might be about yourself and how the team is playing right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't say a different feel. The thing to me that I've learned from in my experiences is that we have the team that can go get whatever we want to get. Going into the last few seasons, you haven't had that Super Bowl championships. You don't know for sure. You think you do, but you don't know for sure. And I know that we have the players in this locker room. And now it's about the effort that we put in every single day and the really grind of every single day, not taking anything for granted. That's what it's going to take. And I think we have the leaders in this room to try to make a run at it.
Let's go next to Matt Derrick. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Patrick, I'm curious about your perspective from the sideline of the fake punt, and also just how important was that to keeping that drive going? And also, what's your critique on the throwing skills of Tommy Townsend?
No, I thought it was sweet, man. He ripped that thing. It wasn't no like lollipop at all. I mean, he caught it and ripped it over there. So it was pretty impressive. I actually didn't know it was happening. I was trying to go for it, and Coach Reed was I should have known by the way he just kind of threw. He said, "Just go ahead." Like he sent the special teams out there, and I was like, man, you're not going to even think about it. And I guess he already had things planned ahead. And I think Tobe does a great job, and he has for a very long time of having different tricks and different ways to execute at a high level for that special teams group. And it gave us a chance to have another play, and we were able to score on it. It was a big point in the game.
Got time for 3 more. We'll go Sam, Todd, and then Vahe. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, Patrick, I mean this with no disrespect to the Jets, right? But their record is what they are. I'm just curious, do you judge the offense's performance a little bit differently against this opponent than you would, the Ravens or a team that you expect to see in January?
I don't. I mean, if you look at this defense and how they've played this year, I mean, they might not have won any games, but they're in games and they're competing and they're doing their job. I mean they're a team that has a lot of talented players, and when we went out there and we had to execute at a high level, and you have to do that in this league. You can't take anyone for granted because there's great football players in every single team that you're going to go up against.
Let's go next to Todd Lebo. Go ahead, Todd.
Well, first off, Patrick, that when Anthony Sherman caught the underhand pass, they said it was smoked sausage. Do you have a name for it when Travis catches it?
It was called Stampede Right.
Stampede Right. Very nice. And at this point, we're in November, right? And Pittsburgh and Baltimore just played. Pittsburgh pulled it out. They're undefeated. Are you looking at the scoreboard? Are you scoreboard watching anything like that yet? And if you ever do that, when does that click in?
I think you can't do that. You have to focus on the opponent that you have every single week. Pittsburgh, they won their game and they're undefeated. They're a great football team. And so for us, we just try to win as many games as possible. And if we win them all and we're 15-1 and they're 16-0, they deserve to be the number 1 seed.
Let's go last to Vahe Gregorian. Go ahead, Vahe.
Hey, Patrick, I assume you've seen Tommy throw before. So did you know he could dish it like that? And just one other part about that play. It's 35-9, the final score, but do moments like that really make a difference, even in a lopsided game like this in the end?
100%. Those moments, especially in the beginning parts of the games, those are huge moments in the game of getting the momentum in your favor and getting things going and putting points on the board. That changes the whole entire game. Obviously it was a big play, and I've seen Tommy throw, but you never know until someone gets under pressure how they're gonna perform. And he's done a great job of punting the ball and a great job of throwing it so far.